what's perfect traffic? Tens of thousands of views of perfect traffic, because remember, it's all reach, frequency, impact. Reach, I want to reach a lot of people, no brainer. Frequency, I got to have people see me over and over and over. If they're really going to feel comfortable doing business with me, they need to see me on average 22 times before they'll feel familiar or feel like I'm familiar enough to trust me. But impact normally we just think of the ad, whatever the post. Is it impactful content? And it's more than, is it a good ad or is it a good post? But is it a good post for the right person who is seeing me over and over and over? And that's really the key. And it all comes down to a little concept known as the mere exposure effect, or the familiarity principle. And the easiest way to explain that is a couple fun studies that were done. So people were shown pictures of their spouse, somebody that's very familiar to them. And then what researchers did is they took that picture. Let me see if I can grab that. There we go. And they simply flipped it and mirrored the picture. It's the same exact photo, no difference, except that it's mirrored. And because our faces are not symmetrical, yeah, I'm slightly different. You know, the mole is on the other side, or my eyes are tilted the other way, or whatever it is. And and 92% of people preferred, when they were shown these two pictures, they preferred the picture of their spouse the way they're used to seeing them. Only 8% chose the picture that was mirrored, but it's the same picture. Shouldn't have been 50-50. And by the way, it was interesting in that showing pictures of themselves was the opposite, because we're used to seeing ourselves in the mirror when they first did this study. And more recently, those numbers have started to skew, because now we're taking so many selfies. We're seeing ourselves not just as our mirror image, but we're seeing ourselves as a photo. We don't like things that aren't familiar, even if it's our own spouse and it's just slightly different. We're not sure why. That's the mere exposure effect. You can look it up. In studies of interpersonal attraction, the more often a person is seen by someone, the more pleasing and likable that person appears to be. We like anything that's familiar to us, and anything that's not, stranger danger, forget it. Nope. So at the end of the day, one of my biggest goals with marketing is to make you familiar to someone. That's why, and I love showing this example or talking about this example, postcards work when an agent decides, yep, I'm going to go all in on the farming. I'm going to mail 10,000 postcards a month, and I'm going to hit the same houses over and over and over with my picture and whatever. Well, it doesn't work out of the gate because you're a stranger. In fact, it'll be on average 8 or 9 months before you see your first transaction out of all those postcards. Somewhere in the middle of year 2, you'll get to the point where you hit break even. I've now earned as much commission as I've spent on the postcards. And somewhere in year 3 is where it starts to really bend the needle and take off, or the curve, and it becomes very, very profitable. Farming is insanely profitable, but it's incredibly expensive. A postcard is 75 cents a piece. I'm spending what? That's $7,500 a month to mail 10,000 postcards. Oh my God. But if you can afford it and it works. The difference is, because it's a lot of exposure. The difference is it's not very impactful exposure, but at least it's exposure. And it's not very targeted, because most people are just throwing those postcards away in a stack of junk mail. They're not actually even looking at them. So I'm getting those results. Yeah, I might mail 10,000 postcards, but only 1,000 people actually read them. And I say, imagine if my postcards had a sensor and they knew who held them longer and who looked at them and who just threw them away in a stack of junk mail, so that you never bothered with the junk mail throwaway people. You only continued to market to the ones that actually saw it. So you knew that you were going to get the impressions. That's what perfect traffic is. That's what ad traffic does. We target people that show an affinity towards you, that show an inclination towards you. They have to click like, comment, share, or watch a video. Those are the perfect people to continue to target, because because they've already shown an interest. Video posts that share your personality. Look, these aren't going to find you people that are looking for a loan, looking to buy a house, looking to do whatever it is you do, but they're going to find people that like your style. And this one, I just lean into this one because everybody's a potential deal sooner or later. Everybody, even if it's just a potential referral, I'm going to rent for the rest of my life. They still know other people. There's still a good database contact. If they like you, yeah, it's he or she with the most friends wins. That's why I tell people, stop trying to be professional. Stop trying to articulate everything perfectly. Stop dropping your voice 2 octaves when you shoot videos, and be yourself. And anybody that engages, watches, like, shares a post that is clearly that's Bill, that's the authentic Bill, they like me. I'm getting people that really like me. I always show this stuff because it's freaking awesome. It's a realtor doing videos with all kinds of other people, and yes, he can harvest their audience, which is great in and of itself. But the bottom line, Chris was a kook. He put his personality out there. The guy is funny. He does not embarrass, no introverted bone in his body. They got to know him and like him. And that's a huge factor in why his business exploded so dramatically. People liked him. So anytime you put up a video that is you, that's why it's still good to have your family post, whatever stuff. If you can tie some business into it, great. But yeah, just stuff that lets them get to know you. On Facebook, I could target people who like airplanes, people who are pilots, people who like wine, people who love the Cornhuskers, people who speak a language, people who follow, people who watch this show, whatever. I literally had somebody build a farm years and years ago of Game of Thrones fanatics. And we built targeting for the fanatics, not just people who watch, but people who love Game of Thrones. And he had a massive farm of people who were likely to be home buyers, et cetera, but they had to love Game of Thrones. So how do we do all this perfect targeting and perfect traffic stuff? At Ad Traffic, we target suspects. No brainer. People that are thinking about, because we don't know which ones are going to like you. In the beginning, when you first start off, and let's say I'm spending $10 a day. Well, you don't really have a fan base to start. So all your budget's going to go out to strangers, but it's going to start collecting everybody who watches, clicks, likes, comments, shares, and putting them in your fan base. And then a little bit of your budget's going to go over to make sure you stay in front of them over and over and over. Here, there is no frequency. There's just getting out there and looking for people who are checking you out. And then your fan base grows a little bit. And so your budget starts to shift over here. And now it might be 80-20. And a month in, you might be at 50-50. And eventually in 3-4 months, yeah, all your budget's going to be going over here to keep you in front of these people over and over and over. And if they don't continue to show some affinity towards you, they can fall out of your fan base. At which point some money will get freed up and go over here and find more people who dig you. And so over the course of 6 months or a year, 2 years in, you've got a fan base, because we keep kicking out people that aren't good members of your fan base and putting new ones in until pretty soon it's all raving fans. Everybody there continues to like and engage and pay attention to and comment and watch your videos. And it just keeps improving and getting better and better and better. And if you want it to grow a little bigger, you can put more money into it. And that's how we have been building and constantly tweaking and refining. And I get to live in data nerd heaven, working on how do I make this better and better and better? Because all I care about is having a legit fan base for you. Eventually, if you're authentic and you post regularly, please put up a video a week. That's all I need. I don't care what you do in the video. Tell a joke.
talk about mortgage all the time and be boring as hell, but I'll find people who like boring as hell eventually. It might take a little longer, cost a little more, but yep, I'll find people who love talking about how escrow works. If that's your thing, it will find the people that match you. Everybody else in the world targets based on traits. I just want to target them. No. I don't want to target them. I'll target them up front, but I'm really just fishing for people that choose you. So you don't choose your target chooses you. In the same way that I can't tell you what good content is and what bad content is. I can tell you what types of content seem to work best. But when people ask me, and they ask me pretty much every day, what do you think of this? I'm never, ever going to say, no, that's bad. And I'll tell you, if you miss some best practice things, like, yeah, you rambled on for 30 seconds in that video before you even told them what you were there to tell them. Sometimes I'll be honest, it's the bad videos, the ones I go, no, that one breaks the rules. And it'll go out and it'll harvest fans like crazy. I can't look at an account that is a year old that doesn't have a dozen videos that cost $1 a view and for a through play, and a dozen videos that cost a penny a through play. And sometimes when I look at the videos, I can't tell why. I don't know what's going to work. Let them choose you. Let them choose your content. That's the perfect audience and the perfect approach. I only need one video or one good post a week, but honestly, and bad posts are better than no posts. But for those of you that post, and look, I got people that post 10, 15, 20 times a week. Well, it's not like I'm putting all 20 pieces in front of everybody. The algorithms are just sifting through and going, they don't like that one. They don't really like, well, they like that one a little. We'll put more. Oh, wow, they like this one. All the money and the traffic goes there. And you learn what people like. The more you post, the more stuff we can throw away. You give me more options, and it's all automated so that you are getting that perfect traffic. Now, this is how it works by default. That's all you got to do. Just shut up and post. In a year from now, you will have a perfect audience, a perfect farm of legit fans, as long as you post consistently. And yes, if your content is stuff they care about, if 80% of it is for, with, or about others, it'll be a much bigger audience. It'll be a lot cheaper to stay in front of them, and they'll like you a lot more. But even if you're boring as hell, sooner or later, we'll find them. It's just going to take longer. But if you want to shortcut this is not the way I like to do it. This is the way I do it because I need it to work for people in spite of people. Yes, we will take and shift your budget around. We'll review it and we'll tweak it month after month after month and keep moving your budget so that it's hitting just the right people. But what if a lot of my content isn't good screening content? It doesn't ask for, it doesn't share my personality. What about all my crap content? Yeah, it's harvesting people too. If I want to do it more quickly, that's where I cheat and use a specialty post, a specialty rule. And I have separate trainings on these, and we really we've got some cool new stuff to make this make more sense and be easier for people. But three, we include 3 with your account. 3 is all you need. These are the 3 I like. Unless you're doing some really special stuff, I want a rule that is optimized for video views, people that will watch 15 seconds or more, sound on, high intention viewership, and call it hashtag watch this. I don't care what your hashtag is. You just give us a hashtag and you say, I want this one to be an audience growth rule. I want it to be a video rule. And a video rule isn't just for audience growth, it's just for video views, but it's going to go out to suspects, to the strangers. And I'm going to do that anytime I put up a piece of screening content. I'm just going to use my video view rule for my top of funnel. I would like to go out and get 10,000 fans who really dig me and who are contemplating a mortgage. Great. Even if you put up a boring video about closing costs or home staging, whatever, even if it costs you a dime, it's really hard to spend that much to to get somebody. 5 cents is more high-end bad content. Let's say it costs you a nickel. And I make a rule that says anytime I put in hashtag Bill sells homes, anytime I put that hashtag in a post, and I would only put it in a video post. I think that goes without saying if I'm optimized for video views, but anytime I put that hashtag in and my rule says, yeah, when Bill does this, I'd like you to target people in his market who are, it's hit your suspect audience, your general prospecting audience, for $150 over 7 days, whatever it is. Every time I drop that hashtag in, that post is going to go out and look, if it was $100 and it was a nickel, it's going to go grab me 2,000 super fans all at once. And then I put up another one and that one cost me 3 cents and woohoo, now I just got another 3,300 fans and I got 5,300. And then I put one up. Ooh, that one's 2 cents. Wow. You know what? I think I'll put that one up again or something very close to it because man, that one's working. And I put it up again. But now if I'm growing my fan base, it's probably going to take you about 2 cents a piece. And you will definitely hit some at a penny and some at a nickel, but and some at much worse. But I'm telling you, you'll probably average about 2 cents. So for 2 cents, if I put $100 on that rule, I'm going to add 5,000 fans. If my goal is 20,000 fans, by the time I've done 4 posts, use that rule 4 times, that's it, I'm done. Later, when I go, man, I could really use some new fans right now, I put one up about my new loan product or whatever. But anybody who watches my video and really engages with it, and what, man, that is gold. They're in my audience now. Everybody needs a video view rule if you want to grow it fast, if you want to grow it big, if you want to use screening content, nothing is better, in my humble opinion, as a top of funnel. Most people like to go straight down here to clicks for lead generation. Another way, remember that was one of our 4 rules up here, posts that ask for the business. Well, when you ask for the business, you're asking them to click to download my thing, click to send me a message, click to call me, click to register for my webinar, click to go to my Calendly, whatever it is. I'm looking for clickers. Well, when you're doing lead gen, asking for the business, you want them to contact you. You want them to do something. I want them to click on something. So I think everybody needs a click rule. That's the one that me personally, I go big on that. When I'm asking for the business, I'm asking for the business. I want to hit suspects because I'm going to grow my audience, and I want to hit all my fans because you got to ask them for the business too. So your click rule should target your fans and suspects. And I personally like to do those for 14 days for a big budget. Because if I'm going after leads, I want leads. Yep, 14 days, make it $250, make it $500, whatever. I want leads. And now I got my lead gen, which is going to get me a lot of leads. They're clicking that messenger button, but it's also going to go out to strangers and give me a bunch of leads. But all the people that weren't ready to click right now, well, I'm not buying now. I'm thinking about buying later this summer. Oh, that's interesting, but I'm busy right now. Whatever. There's 1,000 reasons that good leads will pass on your first touch. But anybody who clicks anything or watches the video or what, yep, I got them. So I like to have a click rule for lead generation and for growing my audience, but still nothing beats views. The other rule that I like people to have is a social validation rule. Yes, when I put in hashtag wow, I don't care what your hashtag is. When I put in hashtag wow, I want you to go out for one day, just one day, and spend $5 and get me maximum views. And again, I do it mainly on videos because I want my video to have a ton of views. Hey, $5 is going to get you 10,000 views probably. I just had somebody hit 100,000 views on $24. $5 is going to put a ton of views on. Now, mind you, that's not fans. I'm not growing my audience with that. Those views are coming from people all over the entire world. Anywhere in the Facebook universe, there is no targeting. But we'll find the people who, and it's not like buying likes, it's not cheating. There are people who really watch your content, who really like your content. They just might live in Japan, but who knows where. They're not going into your fan base when we build a social validation rule. So if I was going out to grow my fan base, I'd put in #wow and #watch this or worth watching, whatever. And both rules would be executed. This one would go out and get me a bunch of views really fast. This one, oh yeah, this one's going out for $5 for one day, for $2 for one day, whatever. I just want to put 4,000 or 5,000 views on my video. That's enough to make it look impressive because nobody wants to watch a video with 19 views. And it's going to go out and get them in the first day. This one is going to run for 7 days for $70, $100, whatever. But that one is going to grow my audience even faster because, except for the first couple, because they kind of go at the same time. But that one's going to go out and people are going to see my video with thousands of views, which is going to make them way more. Wow, why is that guy? Why are so many people watching that? It must be interesting. And I'm going to get a way better ROI out of it. And I look cooler and more impressive. Those are the 3 specialty rules, which nobody should start off using these out of the gate. You should start off just posting, just freaking post. But as soon as you're like, yep, I'm posting, it's working. I kind of got my legs underneath me. I'm good. Now I want and these are my 3: social validation, video views, lead gen, clicks. And remember, it's all clicks. I don't care where I'm sending you. I just want you to click on something. The link I put in my post, the messenger button, the call me button, whatever. I want you to click, take action, watch, seriously watch my video. This is not the same because up here, we're trying to get them to just watch enough to move the counter. Tick. Here, we want them to engage with a high intent viewership. So that's it. That's the entirety of my approach to perfect traffic. Perfect traffic happens when you have a perfect audience, huge reach, consistent frequency from the people most likely to do business with you. And I want the best fan base I can get. If you post regularly, your fan base will just get bigger and better and better and better and better. And if you want to shortcut it, I can build an audience a little more refined and a little bit faster if I want to shortcut the process. But either way, just know that at the end of the day, people who like your style are the perfect prospects. They are the perfect people.
That's perfect traffic.